Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're back in the den today and we're working on the beautiful arch bookshelf project. So if you haven't seen those yet, I would definitely go check those videos out right after this video. So we put in an IVAR shelf right in between the two arches and we're kind of building it in. But the one problem with the IVAR shelves is that there's a huge gap between the two doors when you first install it. Couldn't find any way to fix it. And me and David were going crazy. We actually tried to build doors to replace the doors that came on the IKEA cabinet so that they're actually so that they actually close properly. That didn't work. That's a whole other story. I told David, I was like, there must be a way to fix this. Like it's impossible that there is no way to fix this gap. And he miraculously found a way that can take you 30 seconds. Let me show you how it was before, and then I'm gonna get David to come in here and show you guys how to fix this. So here's a little before. As you can see, there is a giant gap over here. Literally be standing like all the way at the other end of the room, and you can see that these doors just don't fit together, and this was driving me nuts. And I'm pretty sure it's been driving like the entire IKEA internet community nuts. So how do we fix this? You don't need any major tools. All you need is a screwdriver. You don't have to put anything in the middle over here to cover the gap. You don't have to put any extra pieces over here. It's super easy. All you need is a screwdriver, and then you'll be able to close the gap. And as you can see, it's really good. Like right now, there is no gap. I'm gonna show you guys, well, David's gonna show you guys how to fix this.
Okay. So we tried a couple things. First thing we figured out is this black spacer that comes in the box is really important because that adds about 1/8 of an inch on each side, on each door to help with the gap. So we have 2 screws here. The screw on the left is designed to attach the door to the cabinet. If you unscrew it, you'll notice that it releases the door basically from the cabinet. But the key here for us today is the screw on the right, this one right here. As you tighten this screw, it closes the gap, and as you loosen it, it opens the gap. I tried tightening it, but then I noticed that eventually it stops tightening, and then even by playing around opening and closing it, it didn't make any difference. So then I've tried to undo the larger screw to disengage it, which basically brings us here. And then at that point, I was able to add more pressure and tighten this screw. Pretty much all, as I loosened this, it gave me more ability to tighten this. So once I tightened this to where I'm happy with it, I could then retighten the one on the left, put it all back together, and then you'll notice, if you come back around, that suddenly the top gap is much smaller than the bottom. Now, if you hang out with me for a second, and I work on the next one, again, same story. The bottom one tightens a couple times, but then it stops. But if I loosen up the left one, then I have a much better ability to tighten this. But once you're happy with this one, you could then loosen this a bit and then put it back in place and then retighten it to where you're happy with it. And if you come back around here, you'll see the gap is much better. Now obviously you want to do the same thing on the left side, play around with it until you're happy with the spacing, and it'll be a perfect gap.
So big thanks to David, because now we've got nice, perfectly installed doors with no gap. So it's not going to drive me crazy every single time I walk past this cabinet. Anyways, I hope this little tip was helpful and that your IVAR cabinet gap no longer drives you crazy. See you next time.
Thank you for watching.